everybody wants to be the verbal assassin. Everybody wants to go out there and just, well, not everybody. Most people want to go out here and be like the verbal assassin and just talk trash to get your opponent. And like everybody wants to be able to have at least a teammate around them that can just like say that real thing that's like super slick and get the opponent out the game and get that character a little bit to where we got an advantage where we can win the game. If you want to be that player, or if you want to put the homie on game about how you can be a better trash talker, this one's for you. And so when everybody's talking trash, right? You want like people think you have to have the most heinous, most villainous, despicable thing to say to get people out of their game. Now, it does work. But you're also probably going to end up having a situation where somebody's going to get them hands put on them. Somebody might get laid out the game. You hey, meet me in the after the locker room, bro. Meet me outside. Like you cross the line with me. Meet me outside, bro. You don't come at me like that. You might have one of them issues occur. So if you're willing to go down that road and you willing to like, hey, I will say whatever I need to go, because some people will say my line of trash talking goes. You can talk about me, but I'm talking about my family. But some people talk about family. Talk about my mama. Talk about my mama. You're gonna have to see me outside after the game. There's different lines for everybody. And so depending on the person you are, be very cautious and very aware of who you're talking to and what you say. Okay? If you want to go down that road of being disrespectful, just crazy talk about them, by all means, if you want to do that, cool, do your thing. But now, if you're not that type of player and you're not built for it, I feel you. I'm not a fighter. I don't fight people. For what? No, I'm good. So I'm going to sit over here and not talk trash. But now, there is a very surgical way to get inside people's mind without talking trash. Okay? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But this is a very sports psychology way of doing things. And so if you think about it, right? If you listen or if you go ask most great players, let's go shooting. If you ask most great shooters, what do they think about when they're shooting? A good percentage of them are going to say nothing. Or they're going to say, I don't know, I just shoot. If you ask most great ball handlers when they're making moves or great scores, when they're making moves that kind of went through their brain, they kind of just like, I'm not really sure. I just kind of reacted to things and just went with the flow. Like some people will break down to you what they saw and why they did the things, and that makes sense and that's cool, but it's not the full truth of what happened, what went on there. If you ask players after they had a great game, what happened, what was out there, and I don't know, man. It's kind of like an out of body experience. It's just I wasn't me for a second, and somebody else came in. They did all the game, but now I'm back now. So I don't remember what happened. I don't recall some of these things that you're talking about. All these things are lined up and grouped into the same thing, meaning that there's there's two parts of us. There's person one who is like the coach, the organizer of things, the one who's the training and very intentional about what's going to go on. Then it's the second part of us who just does things. They don't have to have the logistics down right. They don't have to have the mathematical equation for things and the coordinates of how to land these things, the scientific equation. They don't need all that. I just go and do stuff. I'm more of a let me read the book and let my imagination be filled up. Let me go out here and just listen to history and get the stories of what stuff happened. I like to paint in colors. That's the second person. The first person is very logistical. I have to have all this input, all these things to say, all these numbers and strategy. I have to be very aware of what's going on. And so, going back to trash talking, right? If you're having a person that's on a heater, they're doing the thing, they're getting off. Like, hey, you can't touch them. So talking trash to them might not be the best thing to do. What you can do, though, when you're in that zone and you're just doing things, you're in self too. The second person is acting, I'm just flowing. I'm just with the flow. I'm in my groove. I'm in my zone. I'm on a heater. I'm on a burner. To get that person potentially out of zone 2, get them out of zone 2 or person 2 back in zone 1. Meaning, get them thinking about what they're doing. So here's a real trick. Going back to my shooters. Somebody's, man, I mean, you shooting pretty good today, man. Like when you're releasing, man, do you how much do you flick your wrist? Are you like really flicking your wrist hard, or do you kind of just kind of flow with it? Or when you shooting, do you look at the front of the rim or the back of the rim? Do you kind of like aim for the middle of the piece? Like, how do you shoot? They probably be like, man, I don't know. Or I just kind of shoot the ball. But guess what? They'll probably get to a point where you think about it. And because you're thinking about it now, you're back in self one, and self one doesn't flow as freely and as smoothly as self two. Because I'm too cognitive, I'm too robotic, I'm too analytical. And so when you're conscious about things, the time frame between wanting to do something and something being done is a little bit slower because you have to think about it. The moment your brain having to think about stuff expands the time of thing being once to be done and thing actually being done. When you're reacting to things, that's a lot faster. That's when self two kicks in. That's when you just out there doing stuff, and that's when players hit God mode, and it's like crazy things happen because it just flows. It's just reactionary. And so to get players out of that God mode and zone two, you have to get them thinking about it. So slow that reaction time down. And it's not as natural, it's not as smooth, not as fluid. So now you got the advantage here. If you want to get a player out their zone, get them uncomfortable, get them to think about what they're doing. Man, when you going for a layup, man, are you like looking at the square, or are you trying to hit outside the square when you're going in for your layup? And when you cross over, do you toe tap a little bit here? Do you do that? Or do you kind of just go between, when you go between your legs, are you trying to hit like straight between your legs, or you kind of go closer to your foot? And when you catch the ball, are you trying to catch it like behind you, or are you trying to catch it more in front of you to get the speed so you can go zoom around faster? When you hit that spin, are you trying to spin outward? Trying to spin closer to goal? Are you like, how do you spin? And I guarantee if they take that bait, they're gonna be thinking about what they just did and thinking about how they do it again. But man, how did I do that? Did I spin that way? Did I lay it up that? Huh? You're gonna have them thinking now. And that's the worst place to be. And you want to have that fine balance between self one and self two, hooper one and hooper two. Hooper one is to be around when you're looking through plays and you're analyzing what the defense does, because you studied film, you studied the player you're playing against to know that, oh, they're about to run chopper two, they're about to run ice on this pick and roll, they're about to run whatever, or a blitz on this pick and roll. So now self one says, oh, they're about to run a pick and roll, and they're about to ice it, they're about to blitz it. So now my brain says, I need to do this. Now, hey, two, just so you know this thing's about to happen, go do this thing. But now two has the freedom to say, okay, I'm aware of the situation kind of what's going on, how do I react and respond to it? That's what self two kicks in. But now when it comes to you just hooping freely, you don't want to be stuck in self one too much. You don't want to be stuck in, okay, they're analyzing, doing this, they're doing that, and doing this, and they're doing that. So now you're caught up in this little game of like, you're thinking the game rather than just playing the game more. So find that balance between playing the game and thinking the game. And if you can, get players out of playing the game and get them thinking the game, overthinking. That's what kills a lot of players, because they're overthinking the game. That's where their confidence goes down, because you see a pass, but you question it if that's the right pass to make. By the time you want to make it, you make it too late. Or you see a shot, but you're questioning, you're overthinking, should I shoot it? But by the time you try to shoot it, you're out of the flow, you're out of rhythm, and the defender caught up to you now, so you have to rush it. If you want to get other players to play overthinking and out of the comfort zone, have them overthinking, have them thinking way too much than they should be. So reverse psychology of what you usually do, because I was a player that always thought a lot. So get players to overthink now. The players who are the most fluid, who are the most confident, who are just out there, smooth as heck, they're not thinking as much. They're just out there hooping and balling. So get them out of hooping and balling mindset of thinking about it and break it down what they did or what they're doing. That's how you guys can really talk trash there. You don't talk trash but just going crazy and trying to attack their neck. It's cool, that can work. But that's not the psychology you need for every single person. Sometimes you have to go one step deeper, peel back another layer and say, hey, you're shooting the ball pretty well. What's that, 2 in a row, 3 in a row? Man, so when you shoot, bro, does your elbow flare out some, or do you kind of just like go straight up with it? Do you pop out or do you pop in? Like, when you're releasing, do you try to get the ball? How do you release when you get the ball to that point? So if you can really break that down and become a better communication specialist with your trash talk, you're gonna get somebody head then. You can get somebody upset, and guess what? Now you probably have the advantage against this player because you got them thinking the game too much now. You see somebody cool off real quick. And that's why you see when guys are on a burner, you see somebody like some lady hooping, it's like, don't touch me. Like let self too, don't touch them, leave them alone. You don't want them to be cognizant of like how many points they have. You want them to be too cognizant of like the environment, what's going on, because they're thinking now. Lead them in this la-la land, the zone 2 of just higher level playing, this God mode of playing, to where they can just be a hooper. That's the highest state of a hooper, being in that zone. Leave them in that zone. Don't bother them. Don't touch them. Don't have them thinking. But now you're going to talk trash to them. Bring them out that zone to where they're thinking now. Okay? So that's how you guys break down someone going on a heater. That's the key to trash talking at the next level. It's cool if you want to talk crazy to somebody. It's cool if you want to sit here and just demolish them and their confidence stuff, but that does not work to every single person. You're not going to get them out their character. Some people will take that, look at you crazy. Not even look at you crazy. It's just like the most bland, plain look at you and make you feel stupid because like, dang, maybe I should have just, I don't know. But those players, you can't route them. And some people, it's even worse if you get them more fired up. Man, please talk trash to me. I was chilling. Don't you please poke the bear. Please route the cage because you get them going now. But then it's the next tier of like, man, let me get you out your game, out your zone. And now you thinking about your game, thinking about your body now. Okay, so that's the next step of trash talk. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If this helped you out, let me know. If this trash talking is a secret key for you that you're going to use, let me know. And report back to me if you tried it and it worked. Let me know. Comment below what worked for you guys. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys listening. See you next episode. And if this also helps you out and engage your game, go back and watch part 1 and part 2 of trash talking. Okay. This is the 3rd part of it. Trash talking part 3. Hope this helps you guys out. Appreciate you. See you next time.